Herald now. Today, our panel, BBM Motivation's Dave Letele is back, and Pead PR founder Deborah Pead with him. Good morning, guys. Morena.
Good morning.
Morena.
Good to see you.
Morena.
Looking really lean there when you're sitting next to me.
You make me feel so petite,
Yes,
Dave.
awesome.
I love it.
Good contrast.
Wait until I come over. Deborah, you look tiny. Let's start with the groceries. Shall we start with you? Because you might have had more than Deborah. So we had the grocery commissioner on this morning, and he's saying, we need to basically pick away at the supermarkets until we get to some kind of reasonable pricing. Do you think he's got a point, or do you think the guy is on a fishing expedition?
I think it's a disgrace. I mean, I said this when they first brought in this Commerce Commission. How much money is that costing?
Totally.
What's his wage?
200K.
It's a disgrace. And then you think, foodstuffs have done a lot of support with us. The facts are they make around 3.7 cents per dollar. They're cheaper on a 20 item basket size than Aldi. It's like they just keep hounding and just come. It's all hearsay. What are we paying for?
Yeah, well, I have a totally
agree.
different point of view. From someone who started her career in the supermarket industry, I know from the inside out how they work. They screw the supplier down on price, they then pay them for position, they then pay them, charge them for promotion, and now they even charge them if their products don't sell. So there's four P's of marketing, and the supermarkets are winning.
Maybe that's, are you talking about Countdown? I don't like them. Let's support a pack of save and foodstuffs.
The supermarket industry in general is winning, and the suppliers are hemorrhaging on this. I'm not the only one who needs to reach for my heart pills when I'm at the checkout counter.
Yeah, but you have a point, because the suppliers, and none of them want to speak out, but like I was on the radio this morning on ZB, and you get texts, don't read my name out. This is suppliers saying, don't read my name out, but this is what's happening, behind the scenes. So clearly there is a scab to pick, but I just wonder whether they're overstating how much we can expect to get back, Deborah.
Okay, so that's a very good question, but you cannot deny that there is a power imbalance. And when some of those buyers are in action, it's like corporate bullying that's going on to suppliers. So I would say more power to the grocery commissioner. I hope
More power.
More money.
Oh, no,
I say more
Deborah.
power, and I hope he gets. He
Where's
makes
the same focus on the banks?
some meaningful progress in bringing prices down.
Okay, let's move on, because we could go through. Plastic. Well, we need a plastics commissioner, because if you guys saw Michael Morrow's story this morning, the little microplastics that are washing up on the beaches.
What do they call them? Nurdles.
Nurdles.
Try and give them a cute name, really, as if that's going to work. This is just pollution of our beaches, and there's no legislation against it. Why are we letting this happen?
I think like you said, when you go to some parts of Asia, you see where we could be headed. And I always think any company like fast food and sugary, all these things that are making so much money and raping and pillaging environments and the communities they're in, they should be compulsory, that they have to put in systems and give back to these communities that they're creating so much harm in.
Like go and clean up their mess, basically.
100%.
But isn't it, it's ultimately us that's making the mess. I mean, every time something like this happens, we go, the big corporates should be doing this, they should be doing that. But ultimately, it's us that's throwing stuff in.
Well, look, here's the thing. We have to buy so much of our stuff in plastic now. We don't have any option. It should be the manufacturer of those products that carry some of the responsibility for cleaning up the beaches and also protection. And there's a voluntary code at the moment. Well, good luck getting people to comply to voluntary. But we definitely need some legislation on this. And I think we should put Auckland Transport in charge of it, because they're very efficient at price gouging and recovering costs.
We're waiting a lifetime if we put them in charge.
Yeah, very good point. Deborah Pead and Dave Letele back in just a moment. Welcome back to Herald now. Great to have your company. Just gone 24 after 8 o'clock. Josh is joining the conversation this morning with an email. Says, as a consumer, I would rather see competition in the market to drive food prices down in the long term than a bunch of specials that really aren't specials in the short term. Supermarkets seem to be the Briscoes of food lately. Constant specials, but everything is still really expensive anyway. Cheers, Josh. Josh, thanks for emailing the show. The email address, if you want to join in, is ryan@nzherald.co.nz. We have Dave Letele and Deborah Pead on our panel this morning. Welcome back, guys. Facial recognition. So we're going to see more of it. We already have quite a bit of it, but the Privacy Commissioner has basically given the green light to this after the Foodstuffs did the trial to try and stop the bad guys from stealing stuff. You got any problems with this, Deborah?
None whatsoever. I think this is just the supermarket industry catching up. And it's important to note it's the green light with certain conditions. It can't be abused. But look, facial recognition's here. I open my phone with it. I get into my bank accounts with it. Last week I got into the country on facial recognition. You know, so I think it's just the industry catching up.
Dave?
Yeah, 100%. As well, for me, it's all about where that data's being stored, and as long as all that's done safely, like Deborah said, it's already here.
Yeah. Do you not worry that one day someone might just knock you out and then kidnap you, and then all they need is your face,
and face off?
Yeah, and then they can access everything.
Yeah, well, that sounds like a plot for a fabulous movie. I think it has actually been played. Nicolas Cage was
Face
the
Off
man.
and John Travolta.
That's right.
No, look, our data, our biometric data is out there, fingerprints. I mean, it's just the way of the world, isn't it? And who wants to remember all those blimmin' passwords anyway? So show my face.
Yeah,
let's
going
go.
through Dubai, they
as
scan
long
your
as
hours.
it gives a nice little screen over it. Gets me not my first look in the morning. Look,
Yeah. The Privileges Committee is going to look at Te Pāti Māori and its suspension from Parliament this afternoon. The debate was obviously pushed because of the budget. Now, there's two schools of thought, and you guys tell me where you are first. So one school of thought is that Parliament doesn't acknowledge tikanga Māori like it should, and they should be doing more of that. And this is a racist, sort of a racist call. What do you think, Dave?
Oh, I think this has gone on long enough. We need to move on. But I think it is, and I keep dropping the D word. It's a disgrace. When you think, as long as our haka is for entertainment, so if our culture is entertaining others, it's okay. But when it's in a space like this, it's not. I'm sure wasn't it Luxon that tried to copyright or patent the word kia ora when he was at Air New Zealand? So again, if it's for business and if it's for the betterment of a certain few, it's okay. It's allowed. But if it's for our tikanga, it's not.
I think this is all being a little bit lost in translation, because you can't waiata. I've been a political reporter at Parliament. Waiata happen all the time, particularly after treaty bills are signed and stuff like that. Same with haka, are allowed, absolutely allowed in the public gallery. But this was during a vote, when the vote was actually being counted. So that's when stuff is. That's important, That's when the people who we elect actually do the deciding bit, and so to disrupt that is disrupting the tikanga of Parliament, I suppose.
Look, I agree. I think. Considering that our parliamentary rules were based on the Westminster system, we should be more considerate of tikanga Māori, and maybe this is a chance to clearly define how we deliver a merged parliament and how we show more cultural consideration in our parliamentary rules. But that said, there need to be parliamentary rules. And if something is as disrupted, and for me the overreach was the pistol signal,
yes.
I mean, that's just totally unacceptable and
agreed.
Deserves some not compensation, some punishment for it. 100%.
Ryan, they all do my head in. Yeah. Every single one of them. Because it's like, man, there's more important things. There's hungry children out there. But let's worry about trying to feed them instead of arguing like little school kids in a schoolyard.
It's a very good point. Dave, thanks very much for coming in this morning, and to you, Deborah, as well. That's BBM founder Dave Letele and Pead PR founder Deborah Pead. It's 29 minutes after 8 o'clock. Right, supermarkets. Oh yeah, that's right. I wanted to show you this video. Supermarkets have different problems in Thailand. Take a look at this. This is a hungry elephant. Wandered into a supermarket, into a 7-Eleven in the northeast of the country. Helps himself to some crispy rice cakes. Grabs himself some chicken eggs. Shopkeeper says this was the first time an elephant had visited the store. I hope he doesn't come back. And after he does this, look at him, he's just hungry. First time he's been into an actual shop. He's been in people's homes before. After this, he went and opened someone's bedroom window. Cheeky wee thing. Right, it is 8:30. That's a nice shot of an elephant's ass. It's 8:30. You're watching Herald now. Here's a news update with Neva.